Back from a very long, very exciting and humbling weekend to help give away 600 plus pairs of sneakers and backpacks for back to school season. And now let's talk more sneakers, more specifically a few pairs on my radar. Yes, they will be Jordan, and I guess we can somewhat discuss the stolen pairs.
I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young.
Alright everybody, it's your TJ back, another video on Talks with TJ. And for all of you that wished me well in terms of getting rest, I have not really gotten that. Very tired from the weekend, but it was such an amazing time, and I appreciate you all for engaging in the video of how many pairs do you actually pack for a 2-night stay. And I think the special number, the magic number, may have been 3 pairs. So hey, we'll see what happens when I have to pack for an even longer trip, and it's like a broken up trip. So yeah, I'll probably do a video to show you guys like all of the pairs that I've packed for that. But all right, let's talk more sneakers. And I know something dropped, right? Something dropped. Fire Red 3s, they dropped. I've said in the past, the original Fire Red 3, or what I think of in my mind is the Fire Red 3, the elephant print was never really there as what we think of on the white cement 3, black cement 3, so therefore it never really appealed to me. But we saw a change with the 2022 pair, but I did not get those. And why? Well, I still have these, and they don't get enough burn. And, you know, I don't consider this the Katrina pair, quite honestly. I just consider this the Hall of Fame 3. Yes, it released, and you could think of it as that. Listen, it's just Hall of Fame for me. It really is. I'm also not a Nike Air snob, so it doesn't have to have Nike Air on the back for just me personally to love everything about the shoe being a 3. For some people, I know you're absolutely that way. That's fine. Jerry Lorenzo even said he's that way on his episode with Complex. So I'm not that way. I have this pair, and they don't honestly get worn enough. So let me just go ahead and give those the burn that they deserve. All right. So if you went after them and you got them, please go ahead and comment below. There's always like there's always a mixed bag online of, oh, everybody was able to get them, and oh, it was actually really limited. So I am curious, if you went for them and you got them, comment below. Past the 3s. And yes, we all know the headline that broke. I'll be honest. This is just a weird thing for me, and maybe it's because I'm actively engaged in conversations for sneakers, whether it's on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, and then in just everyday real life. I actually tire very quickly of like breaking news headlines for sneakers. I'm not sure why, but I tire extremely fast from it. Again, I don't have a legitimate reason why, but I do. As soon as it breaks and then it's everywhere, I'm over it pretty fast. And yes, we're talking about the ransacked trailers for mostly Jordans. Yeah, don't get me wrong, there's apparel and things that were thrown in there, but the only thing everyone seemed to care about were the retros, and we know the headlines are out there. StockX and GOAT put a halt or a stop on the selling of those pairs, and it's smart because I'm pretty sure Nike would like to maybe get in their mind an understanding of who may have been involved with this. But the story I continue to see, oh, inside job, things like that, I'm sure many will continue to believe that, but I saw a really great article breaking down how the supply chain issues and just how that reality may have had a bigger impact than what people think. And if you remember me saying in some previous videos, we will continue to see a ripple effect, you know, small and big, of what we've endured over the last 2 years, especially with ports on California being backed up. But then it's happening everywhere. It's happening on the East Coast as well. So I want to touch on a few things from that article. So they focused on some of the truth. Let's focus on the truth, right? The theft did not occur on Nike's property. Depending on what you're reading, you may think that it did, but it did not. It also states the theft took place at a storage yard near Nike Shelby Drive in Lamar facility. The facility has 1 security person at the gate and 1 rover. This crime took place at 1 a.m. in the morning, but don't get me wrong, crimes often take place like late into the night, not in the stark daylight. And the trucks were at an overflow parking lot because Nike can't accept the delivery. Usually Nike does what is called an empty swap, but they are also backed up. These Nike trucks were placed on a private storage yard. So if you would normally have the space or the ability to unload these trailers, but you couldn't, you set yourself up for situations that aren't the norm and, you know, something that isn't the norm happen. Now, has this occurred before in terms of product being stolen that was on trailers meant for Nike? Yes, it absolutely has. But it just made headlines, I think, because of the dollar amount that's present. And I'm sure we'll continue to see more unfold. Will this pushback drops? Drops are pushed back anyway. That's the truth. Let's get to that real quick. Drops are pushed back anyway. So for some of the pairs that I want, yes, they are delayed. Release dates have been pushed back to near end of the year, but I'm not going to complain because there's nothing I can do about it, but I still want them. So let's go over some of the Jordans coming up for the remainder of 2022 that I would love to have. If we're talking September, this month right now, 2 Jordan 1s, which is rare because I don't even chase like Jordan 1s anymore, but the women's denim pair, of course, I would love to have those. Now we will get hit with the like $180 price point. I actually think they're still going to be an amazing quality pair. Well executed pair. So I would love to have those in the collection. But then also the taxi, which we've seen floated around everywhere. I'm never going to compare myself to Shattered Backboard. Not only do I not have that, but let's just let the shoe live on its own. If it's good quality, then awesome, good quality. But I would love to have those 2 pairs. Now, if we head to more of the end of the year, because again, some pairs were pushed back. Canyon Purple 4, that's another women's release, and we're gonna get hit with like that $200 price point. I'm okay with that. I love they went all out on the longer style suede for this sneaker. So I would love to have the Canyon Purple 4. That's actually inspired by a basketball court in other parts of the world. So some of the pairs that you've seen, they were actually inspired by different courts. And this one was based on the court and how it looks when the sun is actually setting. So that's an amazing story for that pair and just the visuals of it. So would love to have the Canyon Purple 4 and then the Starfish. Now, if you recall, I'm gonna have to move you out of the way, little guy. If you recall, this was actually thought of as the Starfish. So they actually had this name as Starfish. So we consider it the satin shattered backboard, but I think it was officially called still the Starfish or satin Starfish. But the women's Jordan 1 Starfish, that is such a beautiful pair, and actually got a little insight, okay, from one of the women on the design team, and it was actually inspired by a Birkin bag. So when you see the leather key holder, all the little details that go into that shoe for women, hey, I think they delivered. So I would love to have those pairs. That's not to say there aren't other sneakers on my radar. I just wanted to go ahead and touch on those few. Love to have them, but you guys know my motto in 2022, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If resale is reasonable and something else hasn't, you know, moved in at a better price that maybe I've already had my eye on, then great. I will pick that pair up, hopefully if I'm able to, and enjoy them straight to toe. So go ahead and comment below. What are you chasing for the remainder of 2022? I'm going to say specifically for Jordan Brand. Now, if you're not chasing anything for Jordan Brand, then you're more than welcome to go ahead and comment that below as well. And for me, very long week ahead, but I appreciate you guys tuning into this video. And yeah, aces, I'm filming this before game 2 starts, okay, before game 2, but I need you guys to deliver. If we could sweep and if both of my teams could win it all this year, no one will actually want to deal with me, but that's perfectly fine. So I appreciate you guys as always. Act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.